Welcome to the next video. Today we are going to talk about the most important and damaging thing you do every day when it comes to psychology, okay? And you may wonder, what is that thing really? And it's projection. It's you projecting onto others what's already within you, that you are not conscious of being, okay? That's how we are introduced to the idea of the shadow. Jungian psychology in this bitch. And okay, projection is not always negative. It's a mirror to your own soul. And yes, I said soul, and so if you don't believe in human beings having soul, then yeah, f off, you motherfucking faggot. But first of all, let me begin with the shadow, okay? So what is a shadow? A shadow are those traits that you unconsciously rejected or disown about yourself, and then you project them onto others to kind of load off this psychological discomfort that you feel. And yeah, basically that's what people do. They externalize the shadow so they don't have to deal with it. But the suffering remains hidden from themselves and it kind of drains their energy, okay? So that's why we want to get rid of the shadow. Basically, your shadow is like a defense shield for your ego, because it's clearly easier to just point fingers at other people than to really own your own shit. For example, if I said you are lazy, but for the last weeks you've been working your ass off, working your business and making things happen, you would just laugh at me and be like, yo, what the f? But on the other hand, if I said, yo, you are being lazy, and actually for the last weeks you've been lazy, then you will get at least an emotional response that proves that is your shadow. And I'm sure while you're being lazy, out of nowhere you start seeing this guy being lazy, your friend being lazy, and all other people being lazy, okay? But you are the problem, my nigga. So focus right now, okay? Now I want you to focus, my nigga, because this stuff right now is getting very, very interesting. So welcome to the concepts of the shadow and the light, okay? It's important for you to understand that not all of the shadows are bad. What I mean by that is that actually you can project something that's very positive onto someone, let's say bravery, because you are unconsciously longing to connect with that inner part of self, with this bravery, because you are brave yourself, but you don't realize it. That's why you're like, wow, this guy is so amazing. I wish I would be like the nigga. But honestly, you are the nigga, but you don't know about it, okay? You are brave, but you don't know about it that you are brave. Yes, nigga, it means that everyone you find inspiring is you. Or essentially a part of you, but you are too fragmented to even see this in the first place yet. But anyway, I will do some extra explanation to make sure we are both on the same side, okay? So let's take Donald Trump, okay, as an example. Some people love him, some people hate him. That's why he's a perfect shadow projection magnet, so to speak. So you may love Trump because some of the traits that he has are your shadows. For example, let's say you were a child and at some point in your development you realize that, oh, actually speaking my mind isn't the best thing to do, okay? You just stopped doing so because of the belief that was ingrained in your mind. But then you watch the TV or like the internet, whatever, and you see Trump being unapologetically himself, speaking his mind. That's why you're like, I f with a guy. Because you recognize a part of you that you disowned or repressed in him, okay? So on the other hand, there are people who hate Trump. And they hate him for the very same reason. Because he is the shadow magnet, like this nigga. Bro. Either you love the guy or you hate him, your reaction, that you have an emotional reaction towards the guy, means it's more so about yourself than it is about Trump, okay? And now, how to integrate your shadow and why would you even bother? Because if you don't, your unconscious will run your life. And you will call it fate, my nigga. The parts of yourself that you reject will show up in your life again. With multiplied power, you will meet people who show the traits that you despise, okay? It will be like an endless cycle of misery that you imposed on yourself with your own f***ing mind. But that's for another video. So yeah, the shadow work and the whole process will bring you self-awareness. And as Socrates said, how do I define this? He said something like, to know thyself is the beginning of all wisdom. And with shadow work, that's how you get to know yourself, okay? And as a bonus, as a cherry on top, you will find in yourself an amazing level of power that has been locked inside of you for so long. Such a level of power where your feeling of being powerful stops being dependent on your performance and becomes a presence. Okay, that's f***ing powerful, bro. Think about it. If wherever you went to, you don't have to act in order to be powerful. You just have to be. And that's what the shadow work can bring to you. And it will if you are motivated enough to take what I'm saying seriously and actually go ahead and apply it in your own fucking life. Because if you don't do it, what's the fucking point? What's the point? As Carl Gustav Jung once said, if I am to be whole, I must also have a dark side to me, right? So now, how do you even find your dark side, okay? I don't want to overwhelm you with some advanced psychological BS, but let's start with something very basic, okay? Ask yourself, what is it that annoys you the most about your parents? Okay, you got an answer? It's awesome, but it's not enough yet, okay? Because that's a shallow answer, and so we gotta dig deeper. Ask yourself, why does it bother you so much? And now we want to get specific with it. You can also name the emotion you are feeling and actually point to the place where you feel the emotion, because emotion is energy in motion. Therefore, it's not static, it will like flow to your body in different places, which can really help you to get some moving images in your mind to further get a more specific and detailed answer, which will benefit you in the long run. But okay, let's say what you found to be annoying to you very much is that when your mother calls you and she's like, oh, how you doing and stuff, maybe it annoys you so much because you yourself hate asking for help or for validation, which is a repressed trait of yours. Now, we've got this negative shadow in this case, and what to do with it? How to integrate the shadow, my nigga? Here's how. Now you wanna flip the script and ask yourself, what part of this situation reflects something you repressed or disowned about yourself? Own it, be a man, whatever you realize about yourself in that moment, don't run away from it. Own it. You make the unconscious conscious in order to become individuated. The process between your current self and your true authentic self, like going from here to your authentic self, is called individuation. And I believe that's the goal of life. And when you start living authentically, being your authentic self, that's when all of the blessings come your way, and trust me on that. So essentially now that you made the unconscious conscious, now you can begin the process of healing. It will happen automatically. You will realize some things about yourself, get some memory flashbacks from the past. And that's exactly what's going to help you to individuate and actually look yourself deep in your eyes in the mirror and love yourself. There's nothing more beautiful than that. And that's what the shadow work is going to help you with. But even if you had a lot of childhood trauma, going through the shadow work, no matter how painful it is for you, in the moment is where the real power lies. And trust me on that. It's like when you integrate your shadow, you will realize that the same energy you were expanding onto being annoyed by others can be used in a beautiful direction to build your business, to take care of your loved ones, or to do whatever it is that you want in your life. And that's how we're going to end the video.